Hi, Sean with Inside Fashion Design here with Tito, the founder of FashionNXT. Now, 11 years of FashionNXT, I can think of no better place to hold it than the iconic US Bancorp Tower. It's a beautiful venue. It seems like every year we outdo ourselves. How did you get started with FashionNXT? Where did the idea come from?
Well, this is an amazing collaboration or partnership as Unico, who owns this building, the tallest and the biggest office building in Portland downtown, to host this kind of world-class fashion show in downtown Portland at a time. There are a lot of work to be done to enhance the branding and reputation of Portland downtown, to be the place, the safe and fun place for consumer class people to come and play and feel safe and go shopping and enjoy. FashionNXT led the way, as it has been since the pandemic was over, since 2022. So, as one of my friends who also was from the one of the biggest apparel families in Portland, there he just said, like, FashionNXT is the only one who is making this city look nice and fashionable. So I think it is a lot of work and a lot of people coming together, a lot of partnerships and the big team of doing it, but definitely at a time when the Portland downtown needs the branding and reputation the most, FashionNXT undoubtedly is leading the way.
Absolutely. You were just named Portland's premier fashion week by Mayor Ted Wheeler. It almost seems like as more and more businesses leave downtown, you're making it a key point to stay downtown. Last year was at the historic US Bank building, now we're at the Bancorp Tower. When you're looking for venues to host your fashion shows, what are you looking for? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, over the time it changed. My fashion show career started on the top floor of this building. So it's kind of a homecoming for me doing it in this beautiful venue. There are various things as an executive producer I have to look at, obviously, the location, the venue's capacity, and how enjoyable the overall experience would be for people. And a lot of times it also comes down to the partnership. We lead the way in adding value to the building owners or the locations, because we bring in several thousand consumer class people, business owners, leaders in the private and public sectors. Tremendous amount of media. This event is sponsored by Coin6 and Portland CW. They are our major media partner. Last few weeks, we are all over this building as a FashionNXT destination is all over. So if you think about it, that is a prime value proposition that we want to bring in a location, in a building, so that it becomes a ecosystem development program, not just a fashion show at whatever location. We add value to the city, not just to the fashion designers, which obviously is our prime goal.
Absolutely. You've helped several designers over the year. You're going to help several more. But you're right with the location. It does kind of frame what the show's going to be like. Last year there were these rustic columns. You gave it this almost like Victorian Renaissance vibe. Now we're very modern with glass windows, bridges and stuff. If you could pick one place in the city to hold a fashion show, never mind the logistics, the red tape, where would be your ideal spot?
Obviously, fashion is about cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
Fashion is about contemporariness. Fashion is also about creativity and edginess. So we have, over the years, chosen venues that represent various aspects of it. Last 3 years, we are in downtown because downtown needs help.
Yep.
And we chose some of the most iconic locations over the last 3 years since the pandemic. Before that, we are right on the other side of the river in a couple of locations which were more in the industrial, like warehouse setup, very edgy, but very high ceiling, lot open, and lot easier to produce an event because you can take the truck in there, loading truck. So it is hard to find. Hard to have a like ideal, because as you see, each of our venue is like unique. But some of these like old buildings have this tremendous logistical problem of loading. They don't have a proper loading zone. You know, in the city there is like parking limitations and all of that kind of things. So it is hard to like have one location, one point. But I think that like for me, it is about ecosystem development. Any venue that we can create a value proposition for both sides to win, the neighborhood to win, those are generally I prefer more.
Now, as the executive producer, so much goes into a fashion show, years of planning. Do you have a favorite part? Do you like sourcing models? Do you like being at the actual show? Do you like the day after when you can finally relax a little bit? Do you have a favorite part of FashionNXT?
Oh, definitely. And my most favorite moment is when the designer comes out to take a bow. That's for any individual designers, that is my most favorite moment, because that is the moment they were waiting for a season or a year sometimes to tell their story. So that is the moment. After that, the story they just told, they lose control of that story. Now for the rest of the world, right? So that is the moment, the joy they're feeling at the end of that anxiety, at the end of that that waiting moment, and that they're happy. And their happiness is why we and my team put on so much work. And so that is a tremendous moment.
That's a fantastic it's a fantastic answer. I've worked with Feliciano for a couple years now. I've kind of been following his story growing up. We talked to him last night before he had a chance to walk, and just the amount you've done for him, he's just so grateful. And just to hear someone be talked about in that kind of light and held in such a high esteem is a great honor. You've touched so many people, and you're going to touch so many other people's lives as well. But let's take it back. 12, 13 years ago, before FashionNXT was a thing, if you could give yourself one piece of advice, one crucial step, push in the right direction, what would it be?
Well, I never really lived my adult life or working life thinking about like what would my life be after 5 years, 10 years. I really find it hard to do that because I try to make every day, every moment meaningful and worthwhile, and so it is hard to give me advice from there because I try to live my best every day and live it to the fullest. That includes very strongly about, in this context, the empowering, amplifying creativity, art, because that's one of the biggest differences. Human ingenuity is the biggest differences between humans and animals. And the greatest joy of being humans is we can create. We can be creative. And the fact that like I can empower and amplify so many of them, because a lot of them don't have that side of the skill sets, is one of the common thread of most of my working life, of what we do, what I do.
No, great advice, taking it one day at a time. We won't hold you up too much longer because you are kind of the man of the hour. Tell me one thing though. Are you going to take a week off after this, or is it as soon as it's done, you're on to year 12?
As soon as it's over, writing checks, paying the bills, breaking down, of course, putting things in storage. And obviously, a lot of designers already talking to us about showing next year. So closing loop with them and following up with the sponsors, following up with the patrons. So, and obviously, things settle down a little bit. But this is a really result of a lot of people's hard work. So those who supported, to connect back with them and follow up with them, how they did, whether it's worthwhile for them, and also again writing the checks.
Now, fashion show, it's not a business you can just jump into. You do offer a sort of apprenticeship program for production, everything like that. Is that just, we can just find that on your website?
Yeah, so our UpNXT Emerging Designers Accelerator, which is a year-long support program. We are accepting emerging designers for that mentorship program. And so this is in our website, fashionxt.com/upnext.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Tito. I'll let you get back to it. Always a pleasure. Yeah. Sean with Inside Fashion Design. We'll see you in the next one.